What's good, peeps? Thanks as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so this time yesterday, it was officially announced that AJ will take on Andy Ruiz Jr. December 7th, Saudi Arabia, in that rematch, right? Huge fight. Arguably, you can make an argument that it's the biggest fight of 2019. The fight has huge implications. And already we've started to see the matchroom machine kick in, right? Everyone is kind of making it known on social media. Eddie Hearn tweeted about it. All of the Sky people have tweeted about it. The Zone has tweeted about it. A lot of people in America have tweeted about it. Anthony Joshua has tweeted about it. There's been so many different trailers made. A lot's been made about this fight, right? They're trying to make sure that every single person on social media knows this fight is happening. The only person that hasn't tweeted or said anything about this fight is the champion. Go figure, right? Andy Ruiz Jr. has stayed silent. Strange. A lot of rumors are coming out of America right now so that he hasn't signed or agreed to fight in Saudi Arabia. He's obviously got this rematch clause, which is, I guess, legally binding. So he has to have the rematch, but he hasn't signed off to fight in Saudi Arabia, which is strange. Again, he is the champion. Yes, AJ is probably the A side in this, but let's not forget the guy with the belts, the guy that beat AJ is the champion, and he hasn't signed off. That's what we're hearing. And I'm going to go with that because, again, he hasn't tweeted or said anything about this. I think up until, when was he on the Joe Rogan podcast? He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, I think about a week or 8 days ago. I honestly think up until 8 days ago, this fight was signed and sealed for Mexico. That's my opinion, right? Saudi Arabia came from nowhere. It seemed like a straight shootout between Mexico and Cardiff. And I think Mexico was the odds-on favorite. And I think it was 90% the fight was going to happen in Mexico. And then all of a sudden, Saudi Arabia's come. And it's like, whoa, no, I don't want to do it. Right now, Andrew Ruiz looks like he's in a situation where it's like, okay, legally, I have to take this fight because, again, it's in the contract, but I don't want to go to Saudi Arabia. And I think one of the big reasons why he's upset about going to Saudi Arabia, and this has surprised me a bit, is that in the contract, and this is according to Mike Coppinger and a few other people online, guys in the know, Andy Ruiz's purse for the rematch clause is $9 million. Right? Not to be sniffed at. $9 million is a hell of a lot of money, by the way. I think people maybe get excited because they hear about 30s and 40s and 50s. $9 million for a guy who, I don't know, 3 months ago was probably earning $300,000 to $400,000. The jump is huge. But I did think it would be a bit more than $9 million, I can't lie. But at the time, Andy Ruiz would have looked at that contract, 3.5 or 4 million for the first fight, 9 million for the second, and would have signed without blinking twice. Now, as the champion, maybe he's not so keen. Maybe he thinks he deserves a bit more. Remember, we're hearing that Saudi Arabia, I keep saying Saudi Arabia, but the guys behind the fight are paying something like £40 million, I think it is pounds, not dollars, just to have the fight. Just to have the fight. Andy Ruiz gets not a penny of that. All he gets is what's in the contract, which is £9 million. Hence why he's not tweeting or talking about this fight. He isn't happy. He isn't happy about this. So he's not happy about A, the fight not being in Mexico. Again, I think the fight was close, very close to being in Mexico. And number two, he's not happy about the fight being in Saudi Arabia, which is a neutral venue, neutral for both, but that he's not going to get a penny of this extra money that the Saudis are paying. Does he have a point here? I don't know. I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I think you sign a contract and that's what you sign. Regardless of what extras they make, that's nothing to do with you. The only reason he might be upset is if AJ gets a slice of that pie. And there's no doubt in my mind that AJ is going to get a slice of that 40 million. No doubt. This fight wouldn't be happening in Saudi if there wasn't AJ associated with it. As good as Andy Ruiz is, and I think he's a great fighter, a great kid, great everything, Andy Ruiz isn't the draw that AJ is. This fight is happening in Saudi because of Anthony Joshua. So should he get something? Yeah, he should get something. And maybe he will. And maybe this is some sort of hardball tactic he's playing. Maybe he's been advised by Al Heyman to do this. So again, rumors are he's not signed, which is strange because the fight's been announced. We've seen it everywhere. You guys have seen it everywhere. And again, I think this is a hardball tactic just to get an extra, I don't know, 5 million maybe. And I think he probably deserves that, right? If Saudi are playing 40, give him 5. Why not? Why not? That's what I think is going to happen in the end. What do you guys think? Does he have a right to be upset or not? I think a little one, just a little one. Because regardless of this fight being anywhere in the world, no disrespect to Andy Ruiz, but this is still the AJ show. It is, unfortunately. Even though he's not champion, it is. That's how boxing works nowadays. Peace.